Ken, hard to believe we're already at week 5 of what is a 6-game regular season, but you've got the new additions of the ECC Friday in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown, Lebanon, and then Winton Woods. So you're undefeated, 3-0, but you've got 2 big games still remaining.
Oh, we do. We're excited about it. We're excited about the challenges that both those teams get. We're definitely going to take one at a time with that regards of Lebanon. We got senior night. It's beautiful, and it's going to be a beautiful night of football and everything. So our team's excited about getting ready for Lebanon, coming to town and everything, and senior night. And we're just looking forward to a great game and trying to get the 4-0.
Now, when you look at Lebanon and people see 1-3, losers of 3 straight, but when you look at those 3 losses, the combined opponent's record 10-1, this is not a team to take lightly.
I completely agree with you on that one. That's the part about it is they probably, when the draw came out of what weeks you were going to be playing a 6, they got the worst draw of all of them with having to deal with the meat grinder of Winton Woods, Anderson, Kings, and now us. And so definitely there's a lot of challenges that go along with playing a very good Lebanon team that we're going to have to handle on Friday night.
This has been anything but a normal season, evidenced by last Friday night. You guys scheduled to play a team in the league, but were unable to do so. Having a week off when you're rolling and 3-0 and playing so well, how did you approach that with the team?
We were thinking we were playing a game all the way up till about Thursday, and that was the thing about it is we had a great preparation week and everything. We did in the back of our mind think maybe we wouldn't play, so we kind of had some kids that we may healed up a little bit, and that's the part about it too is as you coach, you learn over time in the years you're doing everything. There's that balancing act of health and execution, and sometimes as much as you want to keep on playing, having a week to kind of just clean things up, get healthy, and then get ready for the stretch run is not a bad thing.
I want to ask you, before you came here to Turpin, you had a nice run of success at Harrison. Do you find any similarities in what you did there and what you're doing here? Because you took over, let's be honest, for a guy who did a great job, and Rob Stoll had a lengthy tradition of winning. And after a little transition, you look at the last couple of years, you guys have really got this thing rolling again.
Taking over for somebody like a legendary coach in Rob Stahl and everything definitely had his challenges to go along with it. But as I've learned in head coaching now in my 10th year and everything, every year is a new adventure. And it seems like every time we come out here, we're just trying to find a little bit new ways of tweaking things and doing stuff. The biggest thing that we take pride in over here at Turpin and everything is along the lines of the culture that we have. We talk about the brotherhood. And that's probably something I picked up since I've come over from Harrison to here, that getting these kids to really embodying what we want to get done as a culture. If you get your culture and get your culture going in the right direction, the X's and O's take care of themselves. These kids work hard every single day, just like the kids at Harrison did and everything. And the thing about this conference that we're in right now, from week in and week out, we got to be ready to go. And the coaching that you're going against every single week is tremendous. And so new challenges, new conferences, but getting these kids to come out every Friday night and play hard is the biggest thing.
Now, you look at the top of this league right now. You're 3-0. Winton Woods is 3-0. Kings a half game behind because they missed a game. They're 2-0. And you know kids are kids, so you know they see Lebanon. Now, I know you're talking to them. They know Lebanon's a good team, but you know they're looking let's be honest, they're looking at, we got Winton Woods in week 6. That could be for the league, but you got to get through Friday. How do you avoid that?
Complacency is a word that at the high school level is hard to kind of control sometimes, but I think that's something where it goes back to what we're talking about with the culture and everything. The kids, we always talk about respecting the process, everything we're going on, get to it and everything. And I think that as much as we want to look, someone want to look ahead, we got me and the coaching staff that's making a look at this one game at a time. Like we do have the running joke right now of nothing. What's better than being 3-0, and that's being 4-0, and that's all we can control.
You look back to last year, you guys had an undefeated regular season. I know you had some key injuries come postseason time, but when you look at that game 1, I know that's one you wanted to win, expected to make a decent run in the postseason. How much for these guys, especially seniors on this year's team, did that kind of leave an unfinished business kind of taste in their mouths?
Oh, it did, and it was an experience that that was great for them to have, but as all the things we talk about as a program of the work ethic and hard work pays off and everything, they saw that and they got to taste that. They also got to taste the other side of it too, of losing in the first round at home, which isn't fun to do. And so it's been an off season along lines of going back and reclaiming the ECC championship and making a playoff run, and this group of kids has definitely embodied it. It's been a unique off season and getting everything back at it with everything that's going along. But the one thing this group of kids is they're playing hard, they're playing physical right now, and they're doing a great job leading these young kids.
Talk about your team. I know you've been pretty dominant in these 3 games. You put up a lot of points on offense, played well on defense. Who are some key guys, though, that have been there now, but as you look to the coming weeks, you really need big performances out of them?
Well, offensively, we had all of our skill coming back. The only thing we had to replace, the quarterback position and so forth, and some of the running backs. But some of those injuries that happened last year, kids stepped in and they got experience. Injury last year with our tailback going down, Caden Naughton was moved to tailback, and he stepped in and had 500 yards in 4 or 5 games. That involved Logan Hurley stepping in and getting more playing time. And those are two individuals, Caden Naughton at tailback and Logan Hurley at receiver, that are making things an easy transition for a new quarterback in Will Shulock. And it's helping us just to almost come right out of the gates a little bit and be pretty seamless, because Will is not feeling like he needs to do everything by himself. He's got skill around him that could be able to do it. I've been really impressed with the defense, because we had 9 brand new starters on defense. And a couple of the guys had some playing time last year, but they were able to pick up on a lot of things pretty quickly and getting us to be able to play fast. And I think the coaching staff has done a great job of putting kids in the right position right out of the gates and got them some confidence. And it's allowed kids, the people like Caden, the people like Logan Hurley, to do very well. And I would say probably the thing that people probably don't take us maybe serious all the time is our O-line and D-line's been playing very well. And people like Gabe Hickman and Max Klein on the offensive line, who were starters last year. Gabe Hickman the other day announced that he's going to Boston University on a track and field scholarship. And that's an awesome thing. He's a kid who finished 3rd in the shot a couple of years ago. And he's, hopefully he has his track season this year. He could win it and win the state championship. So those guys on offense and everything, we feel like we have a very complete team. If we can stay healthy and get lucky, like we always say that old cliche goes, I think we can make a run.
Final football question for you. Now, I know people think punters maybe are a little bit strange, right? And you were a punter at Miami University. Maybe I'm referencing Pat McAfee. He's gone on to do pretty well for himself. But I know you and I both you played for the man, and we used to have him on the radio all the time, and I'm referencing Terry Hepner, God rest his soul. And I know he was a guy who was an influence in your life. And do you still find yourself taking pieces and things you learned from Hep while you were at Miami, still coaching today?
There's downstairs in my office and everything, there's a "Don't Quit" poem that Coach Hepner always embodied us as you came into your program and everything. And still, 20 years later, that's a poem that every year when we start practice, I always talk about "Don't quit." And I want to have a program we are all about fighting all the way to the end, because I want these kids, when they leave here, that life lesson that Coach Hepner taught me, of never giving up, never quitting, no matter what life gives you, okay, to always have that mentality on the football field or in life. It's instilled in me, and I want every kid in my program to understand that and to have that when they leave here.
Are punters a little different?
Oh, always. Kickers are worse, though. Okay,
so you're not as bad as kickers?
No, kickers are 10 times worse than everything. The punters, we're athletes. The kickers, I'm not sure about that.
And the final question, the easiest of all, when you go to Skyline Chili, do you have a go-to?
3 conies, 3 cheese conies with everything on it, hands down. Walk in the door, give me a load up, and if I got my kids with me, there's 6. So give me a 6 and let's go. So it's the wife wants a 3-way and she doesn't want everything of that, but I need to load up the conies and we'll go from there.
Perfect, man. Easy enough. Enjoyed it.